In this demo, we're going to take the script that we have and place that on a storyboard. Then we're going to draw in the pictures that accompany the action that's happening, creating a storyboard usable for animatics or just getting the animations done. You can actually draw in your key poses here if you're going that way. It's a big help in the story. So the first thing, I'm going to zoom in to the first frame we're going to be doing here, which is shot 007. You can see up on the top I have the title and the storyboard sheet. This is number 14. That means to get to shot 7 there were 13 previous pages. Those must have been some pretty heavily scripted storyboards. Next, we're going to zoom in on our frame, and I'm going to come over here and create a new layer to draw on. I only want to draw in this area. If you feel so inclined and you don't want to go outside the line, you can create a bounding box, and then that way you'll only draw on the inside. I'm going to try and just be careful. So I'm going to select a black brush, and you can see how that kind of goes. I'm going to make mine about 5. I'm going to reduce the opacity and the flow so I can have a little better stroke, a little easier stroke. And so the first thing I'm going to do is come down here and read what the gist of this frame should be. And here's the description / dialogue. The Ninja Bunny NB says, this is his bit of dialogue because it's called out with his name. I must rescue the princess, but how? So it's a pondering shot of some sort. And here's some direction by the director. Wide shot with hero in view, evil dojo in the distance, slowly push in towards the dojo. And the way that we're going to show slowly pushing in is putting arrows in the corner, and that means that it'll go from one shot to another shot within this frame, and we can create a rectangle to show the second shot if we feel like it. I'm going to start, get rid of my eraser, get back to my pen. Once again, 6, about 77, about 70 there. And the first thing I'm going to do is draw the main character in. Just real rough, something like this. It doesn't have to be final art. We're just trying to go real fast. The whole deal with the storyboard is you're giving the gist of the shot, an idea of the gist of the shot to other people so that they can see what's going on in the director's head or your head, because generally you'll go back and forth with this a lot with the director. So there's our bunny, and he's looking over there. I'd like to have his neck craned a little bit more, because I think he would be looking more like sneaking into the frame, because he is a ninja bunny. So there. And now instead of just standing in the frame, he's sneaking into the frame, and then here's his sword. Would be out there. You can see that he's now just peeking into the frame. And you can go back and forth with the pen and the eraser, adding details as you need them. I'm just going to add some eyeballs. We'll zoom in later and do this. I'm just getting broader strokes to lay out most of the shot. And now I'm going to create the dojo. If you hold down Shift and if you hit a point, hold down Shift, hit another point, it draws a line between those two, which saves you tons and tons of time drawing straight lines, which is pretty hard to do on a tablet. I'm using a Cintiq, so it's a little easier for me to do that. A Cintiq is a tablet that has, it's like drawing on top of a monitor. If you have never seen one, they're well worth getting. So I'm going to draw little stairs. And then up here is the actual dojo. Big front. There's the front door. Big, huge pieces of wood. Japanese sort of flare to the roof. And then we'll place it. It's on a lake. We'll draw some trees in the lake. Maybe some trees here. All right, so now we can go zoom in a little bit. And you can see we basically, this would probably be enough if you're doing storyboards and they didn't really care how finished they would be, but say we're using this storyboard to sell the idea. We need to refine the image a little bit more. So I'm going to zoom in here and get a better handle on the main character. And let's see, I'm making myself a little larger brush. And I'm going to darken in his head, because the actual character is wearing sort of a ninja cowl. And you can see with the transparency and opacity on that, we get a nicer kind of shading thing we can do. And as long as I keep my pen down, it gives me one color. And then if I want to have that a little darker, I just go over it again with the same color, and it keeps building up until it gets to the maximum opacity. And then I can go back in with the eraser. Go back and forth with it. It's really nice when you used to have to do this on paper. There was a lot of erasing that went on. The computer makes at least the floor underneath the seat where you're drawing a little cleaner. All right. Change to a pure black. Put his nose on. He's got to look scary. Clean some of this up. And you can go in and grab other grays, preferably with the brush, not the eraser. And this kind of shading will add a little bit to your image. And now we can, even go into the dojo and give this a little shading too. Just creating a little volume. You see, I'm not using the aforementioned point shift trick. I will here. Okay, I'm going to zoom out And that's pretty good for what we're doing. We have the Ninja Bunny. He's looking into the dojo, and it matches the dialogue here. Wide shot of hero, wide shot with hero in view. Not a wide shot of the hero, but a wide shot, which is what that is. With the hero in view, he pokes his head into that shot. Evil dojo in the distance, slowly push in towards dojo. So if we wanted to show that happening, we could create a box like this. Create another layer. Go edit, stroke, make the stroke the same as our brush width, which was 5. Go OK. Select, deselect, and then we can move that up a little so you can actually see it. And we can also change that to image adjust brightness contrast. Knock the brightness way down and it turns into a black square. That should really have been a little bit wider. So if you go in here into blending options, you can add a stroke to your stroke, and that'll make it a little wider. There you go. 13's too much. And we can also make that white so you can really see it. There you go. And then create another layer. And on this layer we can put arrows. Indicating that we're pushing in. Alright, that's pretty good for our first frame. I'm going to show you, I've already done all the other frames. I have them hidden here in my layers. So we'll just run through it real fast. Open this up. Let's see, not that one. This one. Aha, I will use the trees to hide my attack. And this is the same frame. He dives out of frame and the camera tracks with him into the bushes on the far side of the dojo. And then down here, it shows him jumping from tree to tree. Jumps from tree to tree and out of frame, screen right. And then shot 10 is a close-up of him with the final approach to the dojo. Shot 11, I've already ruined the ending. Don't look here, don't look here. Is the Ninja Bunny dropping down from the ceiling. Aha, now I have you, Evil One. And it looks like he thinks he's all been secretive this whole time. And then the shot pulls out with the arrows again to show that the Sumo Bunny is there waiting for him. And if we go to fit on screen, you can see all the shots together. That's a pretty typical storyboard. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.